Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program, for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news update as they drop all over the world. So for now, we'll start with today's show. So sorry the show is coming late. I had to actually wait for Mikel Arteta's press conference so that I go hear everything when we talk or the questions we go ask him ahead of the match we'll go play against Aston Villa. So I carry all the things we talk. So let's begin. Now, the first news of the day. So Mikel Arteta, who is the Arsenal manager, so they're going to ask him on why we lost against Aston Villa last season. We lost against them home and away. So Baba Conde explains we lost to Villa. Like, he give an elaborate response, so I go see show now. But the major crux of the response is that we lost to Aston Villa last season because we wasted our chances. We created a lot of chances in that game, but we wasted a lot of them. So see how they ask him the question and see what he scored. He said, first of all, the reason we make Aston Villa beat us, we say they scored and we didn't. It's very simple. In 2 games, we had an enormous amount of chances to do that. Put emphasis on that enormous, enormous amount of chances to do that, and that was the big difference in that game. There were other details for sure which we have analyzed, and we'll have to do better tomorrow because they are a really, really good side with a good coach. So I really, really appreciate Arteta for saying the truth, because when you watch that game, that's why I explain to people, say when you watch that game, that is why people like us, they clamor for a striker, because what is the essence of creating chances are plenty, creating chances on the platter of gold for your strikers, and they cannot deliver. And I think that match, one of the matches, now one who will rest Kai Havertz based on Champions League, bro. We rested Kai Havertz, played Gabriel Jesus, nothing, nada. We don't see nothing. You get, and today now we never see fix that major problem, which is why many Arsenal fans are aggrieved, myself inclusive. Now, furthermore, they're going to ask me a follow-up question based on that Aston Villa answer when give. They're going to ask say, why do you think Aston Villa are a difficult opponent? Baba going to explain, say they dominate every aspect of the game. When you give them space to run, AJ, they are phenomenal. When there is no space and they have to find it, they can do that. In any restart or set pieces, they are at it. And that's why they did what they did. And that is why we talk, say the fear of Leon Bailey is the beginning of wisdom. And the fear of Oli Watkins. That's Oli Watkins, the guy, we need to be very, very careful of those people. Is it McGinn you want to talk about? Like, they get many players with it there. Musa Diaby is no longer there, but they still get people who say they go bite you if you don't do normal. So let's just watch the match now tomorrow. The match is going to be on Saturday. So we'll see what's in Arsenal. We'll go there, go do. We just hope, say, we'll go there, go do normal. 100% focus, concentration for the entire 90 minutes. Villa, the people will just give small space. But if you give them small space, they're going to tie. So that's part of it. All right, at the same time, happy birthday to King Chi Hyacinth. Will be one of our community members. So we wish you all the best things life has to offer on your birthday. Success, prosperity is your portion in Jesus' name and inshallah. So enjoy your day. We just send cake for us, so we could chop cake. All right, so away from that, so on the rumors surrounding Eddie Nketiah. Now, Baba Conde explains, I expect Eddie Nketiah to train with us today and be prepared for tomorrow match we will play against Villa. And then whatever happens, it will happen if it is good for everybody, which means if the bids with all these buying clubs they offer, if it makes sense for us and it makes sense for Eddie Nketiah, we will take it. You get, as long as the destination is right for the player, the fee is right for the club. What's we won't call the whole? I will not fit stop and make you no move. So more just to watch the team where Arsenal they do with Nottingham Forest, all things being equal, we expect that deal to materialize. Now they can't ask Arteta another question on whether the players feel it is their time to actually win the league. Arteta can't explain. See, I've always felt, I always feel we need to believe in our players and trust them. That's the only way to get the best out of your team and the individuals, and we have always done so. You get, now, if it's to achieve one level, there's something else, but it's not what we want. We have to perform at the highest level in every game and earn the right to win it. Tomorrow is no different. It is the second game, and that's what we are going to do. Once we make a like Arteta, we say Arteta know they throw players under the bus for media setting. If we they talk say we no get striker, Arteta go see they believe, they throw belief out there, say we get striker, we go support our team. You get. So that's why yesterday when I was saying, fine, Arsenal never signed the striker we want, but at the same time, we still have to support those that we have, even though we know they are not good enough. We also have to support them. That is our major duty as supporters, as fans of the club. You give constructive criticisms and not destructive criticisms. Now, what do you mean I don't talk? Now, look when they ask Arteta on if Declan Rice should be seen as a number 6 or a number 8. I think that say for him, or if you say Declan Rice should be seen as both, because at his age, it would be a big mistake not to do that and not to have the capacity to play in different positions, because you get some game maybe say you go need Declan Rice to play as 8. You get another game maybe say you go need them to play as 6. So that is why as Rice Day, when Rice Day for West Ham now, just see in the play now. I think come Arsenal now, I think that can open the eyes to the possibilities of being a versatile player and playing other positions. Yes. So now if they play and well, if they play 6, if they play and well. So I just say happy for the transformation where Arteta don't give up. Now they call the ask and say, based on what we do last season, you know, our away record last season was outstanding. It was incredible. You get last season. So now they call the ask Arteta say on how much confidence we have from our away record of last season. So Arteta can they explain say that we have done it last season. You get that's the confidence. Now we have to show it again. Tomorrow we go there with the belief and be very clear in what we want to do and what we'll have to do to earn the right to win the game. And we will certainly try to do that tomorrow. In fact, for me, nothing more than a win against Aston Villa at the Villa Park will make me happy. You get, if we draw, people will say yes, we no lose, but for me personally, I could blast them. And if we go win, but I'm gonna win well, like well. Let them know say una small for where we did. You get. Now the they ask Arteta this important question where a lot of us on the talk because we are scared of Zinchenko facing Leon Bailey. You get, and Calafiori they never really integrate them very fully. So we don't expect Calafiori to start unless I want to shock us. So they ask him whether Timber they fit enough to start tomorrow match. I think that when they explain say Julian Timber had a really good season to a point. Then we had to stop him because he had a little issue. That time when they thought saying get load bearing injury. So we didn't really feel like he was ready. So now we have to build him up. We have to be cautious. So I am not sure. So when I read this transcript, when I read this Arteta response, it didn't enter me because now we say Timber no starts tomorrow. Nobody say no go involve, but the starting birds, go get them. So we are left with Zinchenko versus Leon Bailey. And if Zinchenko is allowed to be inverting into the midfield, wahala dey. Because Aston Villa are a side that can hit you on fast breaks. They can knock you on the counter attack. So I don't know how Arteta want to address that situation. Or Zinchenko no go dey allowed to invert as in they invert normally. So I don't know how Arteta want to run out. But more just to watch now tomorrow. We'll see how everything will be. Now they're going to ask him on the fact say 5 of our players appear for the player of the team of the season. So I think I can say, wow, say it's really a proud moment to get for the second year in a row. I don't even know say now second year in a row, say. I think I say for the second year in a row, we have 5 players in the starting 11. It's a big thing. Like everybody at the club is really proud of them, proud of the team. Again, they are there as well because other players have contributed for them to perform at that level. And obviously, all the staff and those that are involved will try to make them better. We self will be the fans. We are proud of them because they really do well. Easy. We dominated Man City. Man City got like 4 players in the first 11 of the Premier League team of the year. We will get 5. Nobody reach us. So at least it shows how well Arteta has groomed this team. If you remember where we used to be and where we are, even though we are not where we want to be, we'll say we did progress. Like, no, you don't need to go me, Babalawo tell you. We don't say yes, we did progress. Now they ask him on if we are looking to recruit players before the end of the transfer window. After that response, it bust my brain. Are they happy with this response? But back when they explain, say we have to. That is a declaratory statement. We have to, not be we could or we would. We have to recruit because anything can happen both ways, especially in the last week. You have to be ready, especially in the last week, you get, which is the final week of the transfer with the way we did like this. You have to be ready and be prepared because a lot of surprises can come for many different reasons. We are prepared. Based on what Arteta talk here, Fabrizio Romano self can carry this same response. Go from your own platform, can say Arteta said on the final days of the transfer window, anything can happen and we have to be ready. A lot of surprises can come. We will be prepared. We will be fans. We go there prepared. They wait to now. They reason on that. We could not bring somebody. You get, because look at the kind of response Arteta is making now. Compare and contrast to the other responses when they give us before, whether they ask them whether we'll go buy. Those times we say, no, we are good the way we are okay, the players are good. Now they let you know, say, for this final days where they do like this, anything can happen. And that was the premise of the question I asked yesterday. So now we've gotten Mikel Merino. What next? So the what next, Arteta is letting you know, I calm down. You get, anything can happen. We never close the door. You get, basti day. Remember I said Gasper promised us, say they're not going to disappoint us. So what could they watch? Is a winger going to come in? Is a striker going to come in? Now those two positions Arsenal fans won't see. Now, away from that, they're going to ask Arteta a very, very important question where many Arsenal fans don't talk about, because when they sell so many of our academy players, it is looking like they don't have a future in the first team. They're going to ask them, on clubs selling their academy players, what do you think? But back when they say, you know, go really differentiate them like that, because Arsenal and many other clubs have sold older players also. And when you look at it, these young players are part of the squad. You cannot really differentiate them because they're getting sold. Now you've got a player who wants to go. Sometimes because the club needs to sell him because both of them agree that is the best thing to do for the sake of the player's career. Now, those players have been at the club for a long time, whereas with foreign players, maybe that doesn't really happen. I wouldn't look at it that way. I think it's important that we make a decision on it, or a player makes a decision. We are fully aligned. Okay, for example, in the case of Emis Mitro, it was clear. He expressed a desire to play more in the last 2 seasons, and it was understandable. You can't stand in the way of somebody who has given you so much. And personally, I understand where Arteta is coming from. Most of all these players, okay, for example, look at Amare Kozadubri, look at Obi Martin Chido. They say they won't play. They don't tire to play for academy. What is the progression stats? Get the trajectory. How many years it will take them to enter the first 11? They won't play. Arsenal had no choice than to sell them. Now, Obi Matichido will go for Man U. She don't break into the first 11. She will not stay on that 21 and still drop her. Amare Kozadubri, he entered. They use our preseason. The guy score goals. They happy. First team. They don't sell about out on loan. You get go championship. So these are some of the issues. You get one other guy where his name don't escape from my head. Where Arsenal say give Chelsea one guy where they buy for our academy. They don't want to go. Chelsea don't sell her now. The first of all loan and go. I think Ipswich. Now Ipswich in there now. So Ipswich now. What if they guarantee say they go still remain for the EPL at the end of the day, because the statistics says those who promote on the EPL. In fact, out of them, there's more likelihood say they will go back to the championship. Go and ask Burnley and ask other people who don't experience that kind of thing. The stats are the stats. It's very, very difficult. EPL not be your mate. So these are some of the issues. So when it comes to selling all these players, nobody say Arsenal like to sell them, like Arteta is explaining. Sometimes selling that player is for the good of the player. For example, look at Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale still saying that Arsenal will be detriment to his progression in his career. So it can make a whole lot of sense for Arsenal to sell Aaron Ramsdale out. So when you look at that logic, you understand why did they sell all of these players. Now, they ask, this particular side, it bust my brain. They give me like some kind of vibe, say something might happen between Sterling and Arsenal. They ask Arteta, say, on working with Raheem Sterling at Manchester City, how can you categorize your relationship with this player? But back when they explained, said my time with him was exceptional. Like, I think we built a really strong relationship together. He was unbelievable at the time we worked together, and he taught me a lot as well about individuals and how people think, how we give them support and help them. He's someone that I really, really have strong feelings about. So, like, when you read, you need to read between the lines to get the message, the unintended message for us. When you say, this is somebody I have strong feelings about, Baba, Nobody surprised on deadline day. Yes, Arsenal don't bust every year go sign and Sterling. You get like I didn't see that writing on the wall. But more just the watch. I mean, they be like say they go run faster than our shadow. More just the watch because the two Arteta talk about a relationship with that guy. Okay, no yawa. All right, so Patrick Vieira. So we don't finish with Arteta's press conference. So Patrick Vieira upon the single out Declan Rice on waiting Declan Rice they really do for Arsenal. So when you look at Declan Rice, say I like him because he's a team player, and I think when you play in that position where Declan Rice they play, you have to be the one who sacrifices yourself for the team. Now Vieira now said you have to win the ball and you have to give it to the players who can make the difference. It's really difficult. It's a really difficult position because you work hard for the team, because you may not get a lot of credit, like the guys who scored a lot of goals when you're looking at the Arsenal team from last year. And I hope this year again, he will be an important key for the team. Yes, I agree. Nobody did dispute that. Declan Rice is is an important cog in our engine. This guy, they do so well. Like me, I'm really proud of the way they play. Thank God, say we really buy him because the way we things when they do for us, nobody go argue him. Now, Football London let us know say according to Sports, the Spanish media house, they say Barcelona don't agree personal terms with Federico Chiesa, so he's set to complete an 11 million move from Juventus. So I believe say this one now go kill any links we Arsenal get with Federico Chiesa. So I say make I just bring this one to our attention for those who know they are aware. Now, when it comes to Ademola Lookman, they say PSG is set to hijack Arsenal's deal. Now, Sky Sports Germany is reporting that PSG have reached a verbal agreement with Ademola Lookman on personal terms. It is said that the 26-year-old wants to join the French champions with immediate effect. PSG are in direct contact with Atlanta, but negotiations about a permanent deal are said to be currently stalling. Meanwhile, Arsenal are claimed to be alert on the situation. So the way it stands now, when it comes to money, we cannot compete with PSG. You get where we get edge. Now say Atlanta they look for 60 to 70 million euros. PSG never won't pay the money outrightly. Arsenal, on the other hand, are willing to offer 50 million euros plus Jacob Kivior. You get so now where we get edge, but we never agree personal terms to the player. So more just to watch how everything will finalize at the end of the day. If Lookman no work, no yawa, we will still look for any other person they are available. So more just to see how things they go. So my dear Arsenal lovers, the biggest news of the day is the fact that they asked Mikel Arteta, say, why will not lose against Aston Villa last season, home and away? But back on the explain, say, we lost to Aston Villa last season because we wasted our chances. We created an enormous amount of chances and we wasted them, which was why we will be Arsenal going to talk, say, we no get striker, even though on paper we get striker. And we were expecting them to fix that striker problem this transfer window, but they are yet to do that. So more just hope say tomorrow, I know so we will create more chances than Villa. The issue will be our conversion rates. How many chances we go bury? So let's just assume without conceding, say this Arsenal side is going to be a different Arsenal side from the one we see last season. Losing against Aston Villa home and away is embarrassing. So this time around, we must make sure we correct that impression and that narrative. We not be mates. So till tomorrow, we'll see how I go. So my dear Arsenal lover, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show an end. So till I come your way later in the evening to give you the evening news. So then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Not get mouth. All right, guys. Bye-bye.